that we got together for this?
I'm so excited for you guys to see what we talked about.
Liane, congratulations on everything. Here you are, you've built an empire all on your own. I mean, looking back, what do you think clicked? To what do you attribute your success?
First of all, thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm just gonna start off by saying the culture of Filipinos, the support, the love for my family, and the passion that I have for what I do is so strong. So I'm just so grateful to have the support to be able to live my dreams. And of course, my audience, you know, they have done so much with supporting and all the love from social media. Like, it's definitely helped me create, you know, the empire that I'm building. So it's awesome.
Right. You know, I have a friend whose son is, I believe, 16. And my friend told me she's a lawyer and her husband's a lawyer as well. And she's like, oh no, my son's not going to be a lawyer. He wants to be a YouTube star. He wants to be a social media star, right?
Yeah, that's the new dream nowadays.
Right, and you are that. But growing up, you did not have that to look up to.
No.
That wasn't a reality at that time.
It was not an option. Social media wasn't even a goal. Nobody was talking about social media influencers and content creators, and a lot of brands, they didn't even look at like any of that. And now it's crazy because you look now, they have a whole team that's dedicated to social media marketing, and it's just incredible to see how far it's grown. I remember I started off of Vine videos.
Yes.
It's okay, I forgive him. Everybody gets cheated on. No, I haven't seen him. And that wasn't even a plan, like, oh, I'm gonna do Vine videos, I'm gonna blow up. Like, I literally just did it for fun with my friends. I found that a way of just connecting with my friends and just building, you know, my own audience, however I would build it. And I don't even think I'm funny, but I love doing comedy skits with my friends. And I was also working at a car dealership.
Yes.
I was a car salesman and also a backup singer for an artist. And then I remember when I started growing followers on Vine, and I was on stage with the artist, and they were like, Liane, Liane. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awkward. And the artist was like, what the heck is going on? And she didn't like that. It was just weird because they're there for her, but then people are screaming my name. And so I ended up getting let go. And I mean, it was fine because obviously, like, social media started going, you know, and everything happens for a reason, things shift. And I made my first check on Vine, and I'm like, wait, you can make money off of video. This is insane. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I don't have to be this girl that tries to be pretty and cute, you know, on camera. Like, I'm just gonna be myself. So I did a bunch of goofy videos, dance videos with my parents, and my mom was filming our dance videos at the time. And we have so much fun. And now it's a lifestyle. We've created so much content, and I was able to also discover different passions of mine, from beauty, fashion, fitness, just everything. And I love doing so many different things. It excites me. The creative space is so exciting.
So growing up, this wasn't what people aspired to do.
Yeah.
But you aspired to be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
As you should. You're very talented, right? But what was it like? People want to know, like, what was it like growing up?
I had such an amazing childhood thanks to my parents. Like, my mom's a nurse. My dad owned a nurse registry, but they loved the entertainment world. My dad owned a DJ company, so he would perform and we'd do karaoke, and that's where that part of my passion got sparked, where I love this. I love singing, I love dancing, I love talent shows, I love choir, band, like anything that was in the creative music space and art, like I was there. And it's interesting because as a kid, you know, you're just figuring out what you love and you're trying different things, but that's what I knew, what my heart gravitated to. And being Filipino, a lot of times they want you to go to college and be a nurse or a doctor or a dentist. After graduating high school, I'm thinking, you know what, I think I want to make this move to LA. And I know that my parents gave me a choice, like, okay, if you're not going to go to college, you have to treat this as a college. Go to LA and do everything that you need to do. We're going to support you and just see what happens. And if it doesn't work out in the next 3-4 years, you're going back to college. So I'm like, college is not what I'm going to do. I really want to do Hollywood, whatever that means.
Right.
So I remember living in Modesto, I wanted to move to LA. I'm like, I want to go to Hollywood. It's just the lifestyle that I want. I want to be with the stars. I want to, like, it was just all the glitz and glam. And obviously when I moved to LA, it wasn't like that, right? When you moved here, I was just like, where do I even start? I started with acting classes, vocal coaching, modeling courses, just everything I could do. I just wanted to do it just to get my foot in the door and to build relationships. It's like, if you don't go out, how are you gonna meet people?
Right.
So I tried to go out. I did a few different red carpet hosting for American Idol, for The Voice. So I'm interviewing these artists and just trying to build my, pretty
portfolio.
much, yeah, my portfolio and just my connections. But I got a lot of my inspiration from my dad. He is the real entertainer. He's the real star, behind the camera. He's taught me so much confidence and just being himself as well. Like, he loves the camera. He's so talented. He sings, he dances. And I think that's where a lot of my passions came from. Growing up and hearing other people's stories. And I'm just like, wow, they really gave me a chance. That's why I feel like I'm just so grateful to have them, and that's why I had them move in with me and we were together, and I feel that I really wanted them to be a part of this journey, and they've been so supportive. And I love that they embrace my career and they embrace what I love, and they make it a part of their lives and our relationship as well. So it's been such a blessing.
I got a big fat
This is my filming and photography studio. It was once a mechanic garage. So we redid the floors, repainted the walls, and we're actually going to have this be a kitchen area. And then we're gonna make this an editing bay where we're actually gonna get some tables and chairs. This is gonna be where we edit everything. And then in here is where we do all of our photos, videos. We have the backdrops here. I want to create some sets here. So it's going to be the hangout lounge area, and all these garage doors open so it's nice and get fresh air.
Right. How
in
cool
this
is
room,
that?
we have where we get ready, all the glam stations. And yeah, these are all my lashes. So these are my Liane Beauty lashes that I just launched, my Liane Beauty brand. So I have 15 different style lashes. They're all vegan, cruelty-free. I have them available in classic strips and magnetic, and also my lash clusters. And then I love hair. I love wigs. I love switching up the looks.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about business?
Read your contracts. You have to read contracts.
Right.
So important.
Right.
Be careful what you sign. Make sure you know what you're signing is right.
Yes, you're a creative person, you're a singer, performer, you do a lot of the creative content, producer, but not all creatives can marry that with business acumen, which you also have, because obviously your businesses are booming because of that certain thing.
Right.
What do you attribute that?
My mom and dad have been very smart with finances. They've taught me a lot, but it's tough because in the industry, for social media influencers, I didn't even know how much to charge. I didn't even know how to negotiate. I let my parents and also my management team that I've, over the years, it's been very hard to find a good management team to represent you, but going through that journey of figuring out, we've been played, we've been cheated, we've been robbed, and there's been so many experiences that we've made mistakes. So it's not like we came out to LA and we were just hitting it perfectly with finances and everything. Like, there were problems and there were a lot of lessons learned, and to get to this point, which you don't see that side of the story.
Right, exactly.
But there's definitely been some trial and errors and disappointments along the way, but overall, we've just kept working at it and figuring out, how to solve all the problems.
We don't want people to think that this is an overnight thing. It
No,
wasn't. It took many
definitely.
years, right?
Yeah.
What were maybe the 3 biggest mistakes, 3 biggest struggles?
So I think the battle of your mind first, because you come to LA, you see all this competition, you see all these things that are happening, and you just want to, compare yourself to everybody else, and that's the #1 thing that I feel what causes people to quit. So it's just amazing how things work once you start believing in yourself, once you're positive, and opportunities will open up once you start believing that things can happen for you. I think #2 is finding the right circle to work with. You're as strong as your team.
When you talk about your journey, what's the biggest lesson so far that you can impart to our viewers?
Number one is your peace and happiness.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, all of this, I mean, does it really matter when you're sick or
Right.
something? You know, you want to make sure that the things that are important in your life are the things that are your forever. Your
Right.
family is forever. Money comes and goes. Career comes and goes. Things may change, things may happen, but it's so important to have the family and the love in your life.
I love that. If not for social media, where would Liane be right now?
I believe that I would still be in the industry. I have a passion for videography, photography, editing. I love directing, producing, so I would probably be behind the camera
Right.
than in front of it.
Right.
I love creating. It's still a passion of mine, so I feel that if it wasn't me doing all the content creating, I would still content create on the other side.
You talk about love. Right now, there's a big issue about hate.
Yeah.
We just had the report from Attorney General's office, Rob Bonta, who's also Filipino, that there was a spike, a huge spike in hate crimes.
Yeah.
And second most affected are the Asian Americans. Your comment on that, because you did say you went to a predominantly white school.
Yeah.
What was it like for you?
So growing up, I went to a Christian school in Modesto, and I was like the only Filipino there. And when you're young, you're not really thinking about ethnicities and race. You just see
Yes.
boys and girls, and you go
Right.
to school. But I started noticing, like, all the boys I liked, they never liked me. They liked the blonde hair, blue eye girl. And it did make me insecure. I noticed my eyes were different shape, and I just was never really treated like everybody else. But the love I got from my parents, I didn't really feel the insecurity that I could have felt if I didn't have that love and support from them, but I did feel like I was different. And I remember going towards high school, I said, Mom and Dad, I want to go to a public school because everybody in that district is different ethnicities. So they were super supportive and allowed me to. So I did want to be around different ethnicities because I did feel left out. I felt left out. People would make fun of me about like speaking Tagalog. They would be like, oh, ching chong chang. I'm just like, and that's honestly a reason why I don't speak fluent Tagalog, is because they would make fun of me. So I shied away from that. And that's one thing I do regret. Like, I wish that I didn't care so much about people making fun of me with my culture. And now I'm like embracing it and I love it. And
you're being embraced back.
yes,
by
and
this community.
I'm so grateful and happy and honored to be a voice for the Filipino community and to stand up for ourselves and to just love ourselves for who we are. And it was really tough in the beginning, like, you know, obviously I didn't know, but then I started realizing, like, as an adult, like, wow, I didn't realize I was being bullied. I didn't realize that I really was affected by that. And growing up and seeing that, you know, now from looking back, it sucks. You know, it sucks to have to go through that, and people are going through that now. And that's why I really want to continue spreading self-love, awareness of just loving yourself and embracing who you are, because at the end of the day, there's only one you know.
I also like what you said. I think the common theme of your story and your journey is the love and support that you get from your family. I want you to talk to the Filipino parents out there, because not many of, I mean, to a certain degree, Filipino parents are very nurturing and
Yes.
loving, right?
Yes.
But then at the same time, there are studies on how, like, Filipino parents, when they first come here, they're so intent on building a life for themselves and for
Yeah.
their families that they're
Yeah.
always out. They're always working.
Yes.
You know, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs.
Yeah.
They forget that they have a family back home that need their time and attention, not just money and not just provision.
Right.
Right? And also Filipino parents who want so much for their kids to be successful,
Yes, yes.
that they fail to recognize the talents in their children.
Yeah.
If it has something to do with performing arts.
Yeah.
What would be your message to if there's one thing that you learned from the way your parents raised you?
So what I've learned, I was just talking about this with my sister. So there's 3 of us, I'm the youngest, and even though we have the same parents, we all have a different perspective on how we were raised.
Right.
So I noticed with my sister, Melissa, they were more strict. So she tended to be more rebellious and wanting to run away and be independent. And my parents were a bit more lenient and loving. I slept in their bed till I was like 12, 13. So, and I noticed the relationship that I have versus what my sister had. We have a great relationship with our parents, but I noticed I'm closer. You know, they live with me, mom and dad. I'm close to mom and dad. I don't know if it's because I'm the youngest, but I do believe that it was also the strict, like being too strict in the beginning with my older sisters versus me being the baby and getting everything I want. So I think the advice, I mean, I'm gonna, you know, hope to be a parent one day, and I know when I have a child, I'm going to allow my kids to be themselves and not to be too strict. You know, I want to be their best friend, but still be a good parent to where they respect me, because I've noticed, you know, my friends are also parents too, and sometimes they want to be their best friend and they're lacking the respect from their kids. And it's like, no, you want to be a parent and be guiding them, even if they don't like you for that moment. They'll love you when they're older. You know, they'll understand why you said no before. So I think a balance of being strict but not too strict, but also being lenient and allowing them to follow their dreams and support their dreams, enhance their dreams by, oh, you want to sing, let's do singing lessons. You want to dance, let's dance. And I know, I understand in different generations, back then, from the Philippines, all they knew was college is success. Being a nurse is being successful. So I understand they just want what's best for you, but it's such a different time now. Everyone is an entrepreneur. Everybody has their own businesses, but it wasn't like that back then. You had to go to college to be successful.
You know, parents, without a doubt, they will want the best for you, but they won't always know what's best for you. And wanting and knowing are two different things, right?
I just hope to inspire all my followers, just for my examples of just my own life, of loving more and appreciating and being grateful, just to always be positive. I think that's so important to me, and I would love for my audience to even get a little bit of that in their life, so that they can even understand, you know, that kind of lifestyle of being grateful and happy. Like, it's such a, you have a choice in life. You can either be positive or negative. And obviously sometimes we have to go through negative times, and it's hard. I think that when you go through that, well, when I personally go through it, I allow myself to go through it, I process it, and then I let it go. So a lot of times on my social media, I'll try to promote a lot of the positivity through my social content, through love with my family, through my friends. And I hope that's an example that people can take from my life.
Right, I love that. L is for Liane and L is for love.
Yes,
right?
I love it.
Thank you so much. And once again, and congratulations and everything.
Thank you so much. So awesome talking to you.
So thank you so much for making time for us. I want to give you this back. Actually, there's also a shirt inside. I know. I hope that maybe you can
Thank you so
see
much.
it. So it's
I love it.
These are the segments on the show. So true, or
so
immigration
cool.
segments. So cool, which is who you are. So candid, which is also this segment, because, you know, interviews with like famous personalities, being candid about life and love and all that. So on the goes coverage of things so happening, and then that's just that.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
I love it. And I love the tote bag.
Yeah,
and
it has
also
the same
I have
thing.
lashes for you.
Yay! I'm actually wearing one.
Yes, yes, you're wearing Ladies Night Out.
Ladies Night Out. Thank you so much.
LianeBeauty.com.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.